come and join the Warrior Teacher programme. It's a great way to meet like-minded people and also a good way to assure yourself that you're not going mad.
My name's Kathy. I'm one of Barry's Warrior Teachers. I started this back before Christmas. I had very much interested in women's rights and what was going on at the Tavistock, things like Kathleen Stock being thrown out of the university. And I had all these ideas and all this information. I was going on YouTube. I was downloading talks from various groups, reading books and everything. And I was really overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do, where to go. I work in the NHS, that's my history. And friends that I worked with who were midwives like me were being told that they were erasing the word woman, that they were chest feeders, that they wanted to know their gender. All sorts of things were going on I wasn't happy with, but I was also overwhelmed. I tried to talk to people, trying to tell them everything all at once, which was just overwhelming for them. And I was beginning to lose friends and things. And I heard about Barry's course. I had a talk with him on the phone, and it seemed as though it was a perfect fit for us to get together as a group. Part of the reason I did it was I just felt that I wanted someone to talk to and just discuss ideas with, and also make sure I was getting the right stuff coming through, because there's so much out there, it's overwhelming. So we meet once a month. It's a really great group. We're from all different backgrounds, different ages. We sometimes have slightly different opinions. Barry has a course for us where we actually look at the history of this. We look at adults, how they learn, the history of sort of like the gay rights and things like that. And we just look at things at the very basics, and we look at how we can talk to people without overwhelming them. Maybe telling them just one thing, just to make them think. You're not going to try and convert them by feeding them loads of stuff. What you really want to do is just to be able to say one thing that makes them think about what they're doing, what's going on in their life or their workplace, that just might make them consider that perhaps something needs to change. So we've been going now for quite a long time. I've read so many books and films. I actually think that adult education is so neglected. I mean, I did loads of courses when I was in the NHS and regular updating, but this is just different. It's just opened my mind to so many different things, so many different ways of looking at things. I'm really confident now. I actually went for a Standing for Women group meeting, and I actually stood up and spoke. I write letters to my MPs when something is coming out that they want people's opinions on. I'm happy to just write a letter now about my opinion on, say, something like the Tavistock. And reviewing that, when the CAS review came out, they asked people for their views before that happened. And I was really happy to do that. So just thank you, Barry. Thank you to all my team. And I'm really enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to our next session next week. Thank you.
So I joined Winning Mindset because I really wanted to find a way to combat so many of these ridiculous arguments that are put forward, totally irrational, and actually have a really calm, solid way of taking them apart. And to do that, the tools with Winning Mindset are just brilliant. It goes beyond, just picking apart the most obvious surface level fallacies put forward by trans activists. Makes you think about how things are put forward in film, in sort of documents, in writing, in literature. We really delve into almost, the level of understanding that we have of the world. So it's quite a profound experience actually doing this. And it's also brilliant because you meet other people, like-minded people. We've all got the same goal, which is to really understand what's happening in the world at the moment, and rationalize it and actually put forward a really strong defense, really. And doing this course has just really opened my mind. It's just made me think an awful lot. It's quite difficult sometimes to absorb so much information, but it's also really, really interesting and really good fun. And Barry's brilliant. He's a laugh. The people that you sort of join up with every month are lovely and from everywhere. So it's a really broad church, which is also brilliant. And I'd highly recommend it. It is really worth it. especially for me, someone that gets a bit over emotional when I'm trying to argue my point. It's really helped me just slow down, think things through, and try and just confront arguments in a way that are, I hope, more effective. So highly recommended. Thank you.
Why become a warrior teacher? I could write an essay, and I do almost every day. It's just one of the tools Warrior Teachers uses that helps me get my brain ahead of my emotions. Instead of frothing and feeling, I think and articulate.
Why be a warrior teacher? Well, for me, I wanted to see under the emperor's new clothes and describe what I saw to people who were unaware of what was going on, but in a way that didn't make them think I was obsessed or crazy, because let's face it, so much of this gender ideology makes you want to go crazy. Barry gives us the tools, the research, the knowledge, and the challenges, those challenges, to be able to communicate to those who aren't aware and to those that are only hearing one side. A warrior teacher learns from the start that we're not here to try and convince people we are right. We're here to make them question, to doubt, to sow the seed that maybe they're wrong. I've done that on a chance encounter on the tube with a guy that turned out to be a Scottish writer in his middle age and a young woman sitting either side of me and looking at what I was reading and that I was making notes and highlighting in the book. It was The Brilliant Born in the Right Body. And both of them had different views and they were letting me know. But I started a conversation that led to us all getting off the tube together and talking for 10 minutes. And I was confident to leave that conversation there on the platform and a hope in their heads. I wouldn't have been able to do this before Barry. I would have argued and not got off the train with them. I've gone on to question at my son's school to get dads together and articulate their concerns. A warrior teacher is able to rise to these real life challenges because Barry is guiding us in developing skills I never knew I could possess. And a big part of this is that you're not alone. Your cohort of warrior teachers are the very best people. They're from all backgrounds, all ages, and all political learnings, with plentiful and diverse views, but all with a common interest and concern. We support one another, we debate, we share, and we grow stronger together with every session. I'm doing this as a single parent of 2 young children because I'm concerned what this ideology could do to them, what it is doing to women and girls, to my gay friends, and to society as a whole. And while a lot of this is serious, what we do with Barry is with smiles and lots of laughter. That's really important. I adore his teaching skills, his knowledge, his wisdom, and that I'm privileged he is sharing that with me. None of us notice 2 hours fly by, let alone 4 sometimes. Look, the Warrior Teacher Programme is about real people with real concerns being given a spine by Barry on which we can build our own body of understanding and knowledge so we can talk about this in the real world with confidence. Barry has made a difference to my life. He'll make a difference to yours. And I will be forever grateful, forever wanting to learn, to question and to challenge. And forever inspired by this man to take the knowledge he has given me and share it, one person at a time.
I'm loving doing the Warrior Teacher Programme because it helps me keep thinking and evolving in my thinking, wanting to learn more rather than shutting down and accepting anything. It's very easy for me to get intimidated by people who are very intellectual. So I'm loving the opportunity to find my own mind and know my own mind more. And the way that he uses film and story and methods of thinking is just so helpful.